Imagine dedicating years to, really rigorous academic work, pushing the boundaries of knowledge, but doing it all while living somewhere. Your well-being isn't just like an afterthought, but part of your daily life, a place where world-class research meets this incredible and affordable lifestyle.
Yeah, it sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? And today on the deep dive, we're taking a look into how that aspiration is actually becoming a pretty concrete reality for international students in Portugal.
Absolutely. So our mission today is really to distill the most vital insights, maybe some surprising facts from the material we've gathered about doing a doctorate in Portugal as an international student. Think of this as your definitive shortcut to understanding this really unique and I think often overlooked opportunity.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the big question. What is it about Portugal? Why is it becoming such a magnetic destination for doctoral candidates from all over the world?
Well, it's definitely more than just the picture-perfect beaches and historic cities, though those certainly help. Portugal has really rapidly emerged as a top academic spot because it offers this amazing synergy. A truly modern educational system, solid research infrastructure, and programs gaining real international weight.
Hmm.
But here's the key, I think. It combines that academic muscle with an exceptional quality of life that's just getting harder and harder to find elsewhere.
And what's really striking here is the deliberate investment. Over the past decade or so, the Portuguese government has put substantial resources into its higher education and research infrastructure.
Hmm.
And this isn't just like funding proposals. It translates directly into state-of-the-art facilities, cutting-edge research centers, basically fertile ground for innovation that PhD candidates can tap right into.
Right. And for someone coming from abroad, what really makes it stand out is that welcoming, multicultural vibe and, crucially, the widespread use of English in academic settings. I mean, does that mean you could genuinely do your whole doctorate without needing Portuguese?
For many programs, yeah, especially at the doctoral level, absolutely. A significant number are fully taught and supervised in English. That dramatically lowers the language barrier for international researchers. Now, learning Portuguese for daily life, for integration, that's highly recommended. It's enriching, obviously, but it typically isn't a must for your academic success. That makes it much more accessible than, say, some other European spots.
That's a huge plus. And then you add in the lifestyle stuff. I mean, 3,000 hours of sunshine a year, that's pretty appealing. Combine that with the rich culture, the city life, the amazing landscapes. It creates an environment that really supports both the intense research and your personal well-being. It's a strong case for balance during what can be a really demanding time.
And if you zoom out a bit, look at the bigger picture, there's another powerful draw. Portugal's unique position. It's like a gateway between Europe, Africa, and the Americas. And that's not just geography. It directly creates unique chances for international collaboration, for intercontinental research. Its historical links, its modern relationships, they facilitate joint projects. It gives doctoral students a truly global perspective and network.
Okay, so with that really compelling picture of Portugal in mind, how does someone actually, navigate the system? Let's get into the mechanics. The system follows the Bologna process, which sounds technical, but it's basically the common language for European higher ed.
Exactly. And what that means for you, the student, is that a doctorate earned in Portugal is automatically recognized across, nearly 50 European countries.
Yeah.
So any future academic or career moves within Europe become incredibly smooth. Typically, these PhD programs run 3 to 4 years. It can vary a bit depending on the field, full-time, part-time.
And when you're looking at institutions,
Yeah.
there are public universities, right? More theory and research focused.
Generally, yes. Public universities lean towards theoretical and research-driven education. Then you have polytechnic institutes. Some of those are now offering practice-based doctorates, too. But the critical thing is all of them are rigorously evaluated and accredited by A3ES. That's Portugal's independent quality assurance agency. It's the stamp that guarantees your degree meets high international standards.
Got it. And the academic year, pretty standard.
Yeah, pretty standard. September to July, usually split into 2 semesters. Often the first year involves some structured coursework, mandatory seminars, workshops, research training, actually really good preparation. After that, you move more into the independent research phase, leading up to your dissertation.
Okay, so given this vibrant system, the obvious question is, which universities really stand out for PhDs? Where should someone start looking?
Good question. Many people start with the University of Lisbon. It's the biggest in the country, offers over 100 doctoral programs across, almost every field imaginable. Huge research output, loads of international partnerships.
And Porto. I hear a lot about Porto.
Definitely. The University of Porto is consistently ranked among the best. It's particularly strong in engineering, sciences, and medicine. Their Faculty of Engineering, for instance, is globally recognized. And if you're looking for something maybe a bit more modern in its approach, Nova University Lisbon gets highlighted a lot for innovation, especially in business, economics, social sciences.
Right, and Coimbra, that's the really old one, isn't it?
That's the one, University of Coimbra, one of Europe's oldest. It's this amazing blend of centuries of tradition with cutting-edge modern research facilities. Very strong in humanities, law, and the sciences. Oh, and don't forget ISCTE, that's the University Institute of Lisbon. It specializes more in business sciences, sociology, public policy. They have a good number of English-taught PhDs, too, which is great for interdisciplinary work.
Okay, so those are the big names. What about outside the main cities? Are there, like, hidden gems in the regional universities?
Absolutely. Places like the University of Minho, University of Aveiro, University of Algarve, they're excellent choices. They often have equally strong, sometimes more specialized programs. You might find more personalized attention or unique research opportunities tied to the local region, maybe local industries or ecosystems. It's definitely worth looking beyond just Lisbon and Porto.
Okay, so you're convinced Portugal's the place. Now, the strategy part. How do you actually get in? And maybe even more crucial for many, how do you fund this whole thing? First hurdle, requirements. Generally a master's degree or equivalent, right?
That's the standard, yes. But interestingly, some programs might consider exceptional bachelor's holders. You'd need really outstanding academics and clear demonstrated research potential.
And you mentioned something about supervisors being key.
Yes, this is a really crucial, maybe overlooked strategic step for PhD applications in Portugal. You need to identify and directly contact potential supervisors whose research aligns with yours. It's not quite like applying broadly to a program everywhere else. Getting a supervisor on board early is almost like having an internal advocate. Their commitment can seriously boost your application. And of course, the core of it is a comprehensive research proposal, your blueprint, what you plan to study, how, and why it matters.
Okay, and the paperwork, standard stuff, transcripts, CV.
Pretty much the standard package. Academic transcripts, degree certificates, your CV, a strong motivation letter, that detailed research proposal we just talked about, and letters of recommendation. One key thing for international applicants. If your documents aren't in Portuguese or English, you'll need certified translations. That's non-negotiable.
Language tests, if the program's in English.
Yep. For English-taught programs, you'll usually need IELTS or TOEFL scores. If you are aiming for a Portuguese-taught program, then you'll need a Portuguese language certificate. But like we said, many PhD programs are fully in English, which simplifies things a lot. Timelines. Most programs have main intakes for a September or October start. Our advice, start the whole process maybe 6 to 8 months before that deadline. Give yourself plenty of time.
Okay, now for the really critical part for many listeners, making it financially work. Because even though Portugal is affordable, funding is still, essential for a doctorate.
It really is. The main public funding body you absolutely need to know is the Fundação para a Ciência e Tecnologia, or FCT. Think of them as Portugal's national funding agency for science and tech. They're the powerhouse behind most public doctoral scholarships. Now, they are highly competitive. The success rate hovers around 30%, but the scholarships are incredibly comprehensive. They cover monthly stipends, currently ranging from about 11,144 to 10686, plus tuition fees, and sometimes even research or travel costs.
That 30% rate sounds tough.
Yeah.
What trips people up? What are the common mistakes in those FCT proposals, and how can you, maximize your chances?
It is competitive, so you need clarity and alignment. Common pitfalls. A vague proposal, one that doesn't clearly spell out the project's novelty or its potential impact, or failing to show how your project fits perfectly within the host institution's research strengths. To really maximize your chances, your proposal needs to be meticulously detailed, genuinely innovative, and explicitly connect to current research priorities. And of course, strong academic merit and having those supervisors lined up helps immensely.
Okay, FCT is key. But are there other routes?
Yeah.
Other funding options?
Oh, absolutely. Many Portuguese universities offer their own scholarships. These are often tied to specific research projects or maybe industry partnerships. The University of Lisbon, for example, often has opportunities linked to its research centers. And then don't forget international funding sources. Think about the EU's Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions, the Erasmus Plus program, Horizon Europe. These are big European schemes. Plus, private foundations like Calouste-Gulbenkian, the Luso-American Development Foundation, La Caixa Foundation, they all offer competitive scholarships too. Definitely worth investigating all those avenues.
Right, okay. Let's shift gears to the everyday practicalities. Visas, the actual cost of living, what
Mm.
daily student life feels like on the ground. Now, if you're an EU or EEA citizen, it's simpler, right? Freedom of movement.
Pretty much. You just need to handle residence registration once you arrive. It's much
Yeah.
more straightforward. But for non-EU citizens, the key is the D4 study visa. That's the one you'll need to apply for from your home country.
And what does that involve? The D4 process.
Okay, several key documents. Your official acceptance letter from the university, obviously. Proof of sufficient financial means the benchmark is usually around $700, $800 per month. This could be a scholarship award letter or maybe a sponsor's declaration. You'll also need proof of accommodation arrangements, health insurance, and criminal record certificates from relevant countries. Processing time is usually 30 to 60 days, so you really need to apply as soon as you get that university acceptance.
So you get the visa, you arrive, then what?
Right. So the D4 visa itself typically allows you entry for about 4 months. Once you're in Portugal, you then need to apply for a full residence permit. You do this at CEF, or now it's often AME. These are the government bodies managing immigration. This permit covers you for the entire duration of your studies. It's a two-step process, essentially.
And what about families? Can PhD students bring their spouse or kids?
Yes, absolutely. That's a really positive aspect. Doctoral students can bring immediate family members through a family reunification process. Spouses usually get work permits too, and children can attend local schools. It's considered a very family-friendly setup for long-term students.
That's fantastic news for many people. Another practical point, working while studying. Is that allowed on the D4 visa?
Yes, it is. D4 visa holders can work part-time up to 20 hours a week during the academic term and full-time during holidays. And actually, many international doctoral students find work as teaching assistants or research assistants at their university. It's a great way to gain experience, integrate, and, earn some extra income.
Okay, let's talk bottom line then, the cost of living. Because for a lot of people, this is the ultimate deal breaker, or maybe deal maker. How does Portugal stack up financially for students?
This is really where Portugal stands out. It's genuinely one of Western Europe's most affordable countries for students. Estimated monthly expenses usually fall somewhere between, say, 700 and 1,200 euro. Naturally, Lisbon and Porto, being the biggest cities, are generally going to be at the higher end of that range compared to smaller university towns.
And breaking that down a bit, what are the main costs within that range?
Accommodation is usually the biggest chunk. University residences can be incredibly affordable, maybe 150 to 300 euros a month. Private shared apartments are also really common and still quite reasonable, maybe 250 to 500 euros per person in the major cities. Daily costs are also pretty low. Groceries might run you 150, 200 euro a month. A meal in a university cafeteria, often just 3 to 5 euros. Public transport is good value too, maybe a 30 euro, 40 euro monthly pass. Plus, loads of student discounts everywhere. You might even find yourself doing more research in cafes than libraries, given the affordable, excellent coffee culture.
That really does paint a picture of, well, financial breathing room that's pretty rare in top academic locations.
Yeah.
So beyond the finances, beyond the lab, what does student life actually feel like? Is it all just hard work, or is there a real balance?
Oh, it's a wonderful balance. Genuinely, Portuguese universities actively foster a whole student experience, lots of cultural events, seminars, social gatherings. The amazing climate means lots of outdoor activities are possible year-round, exploring the coast, hiking. And then there's Portugal's incredible cultural heritage, photo music, ancient castles, amazing food, that vibrant cafe culture. There's just endless stuff to explore and connect with.
And is it easy to integrate, to feel part of that culture?
I think so. The warmth and hospitality of Portuguese people are quite famous. They tend to be genuinely welcoming and helpful to international students. That makes a huge difference in easing the integration process, helping you feel not just like a visitor, but actually part of the community.
Okay, let's look ahead a bit. During the doctorate itself, what kind of cutting-edge research opportunities are really available? And then, crucially, what happens after you get that degree?
Portugal's really committed to research and innovation, so there are extensive opportunities. The country is an active player in major international scientific organizations. Think ESA, European Space Agency, CERN, EMBO. For doctoral candidates, this means direct access to world-class research facilities and collaboration networks on a global scale. It's not isolated research.
And I've heard about this MIT-Portugal partnership. How significant is that for a PhD student?
Oh, it's very significant. The MIT-Portugal partnership, now MPP 2030, is a really prime example of high-level international collaboration. It links Portuguese universities directly with MIT, focusing on critical areas like climate science, digital transformation, Earth systems, sustainable cities. Students in these programs get huge benefits: co-supervision from faculty in both Portugal and MIT, unique exchange opportunities, access to shared resources. It really elevates the whole research experience.
Wow. And beyond those big partnerships, are there more specialized centers doing really groundbreaking work?
Definitely. Portugal has numerous specialized research centers and institutes known for groundbreaking work. For example, the Instituto de Medicina Molecular in Lisbon, the International Iberian Nanotechnology Laboratory in Braga, INSC Tech in Porto. These centers often have really strong links with industry, too, which provides vital opportunities to see your research applied in the real world, kind of blurring the lines between academic discovery and practical innovation.
Okay, so the doctorate is finished. Congratulations. What does all this mean for career prospects? Both, staying in Portugal or looking globally?
The prospects are genuinely exciting, whichever path you're considering. Within Portugal itself, there's a rapidly growing technology sector, especially around Lisbon and Porto. They're actively recruiting PhD graduates for R&D roles. Portugal is fast becoming a pretty significant European hub for startups and tech companies.
And what about the traditional academic path? Staying in research?
That remains a very strong option. Portuguese universities are expanding, and there's a steady stream of postdoctoral positions available, often funded by FCT or various European grants. These postdocs often serve as direct stepping stones towards permanent academic positions, if that's your goal.
And for the entrepreneurs, can you launch a startup easily after a PhD there?
Absolutely. This is another area where Portugal has really leaned in. It's cultivated a very favorable business environment and a thriving startup ecosystem. This really benefits doctor holders who want to maybe commercialize their research. The government offers attractive incentives, like a dedicated startup visa program. Plus, there's a strong network of incubators and accelerators ready to support knowledge-based businesses. It's a genuinely supportive place to turn research into a venture.
And finally, that big question. How well recognized is a Portuguese doctorate internationally? Does it really open global doors?
Yes, it absolutely does. A Portuguese doctorate, thanks to the Bologna process and the rising quality of research, is widely recognized across the entire European higher education area and well beyond. This recognition opens doors to international organizations, top research institutions worldwide, multinational companies, the advanced research skills you gain, the international networks you build in Portugal, the cultural adaptability. These are incredibly valuable assets on the global job market. You can contribute to Portugal's own growing reputation, or take those skills pretty much anywhere in the world.
So when you really put it all together, Portugal offers this exceptional, maybe even surprising mix. You've got academic excellence, really cutting-edge research opportunities, an incredibly affordable living, and a truly high quality of life. It's a pathway not just to a prestigious degree, but potentially to a much richer, more balanced, and globally connected life experience while you earn it.
Which leaves us with a final thought to ponder. What impact could your unique research, nurtured within the global networks and vibrant culture of a place like Portugal, ultimately have? Not just on your field, but maybe even on the world?